Hi, guys. Happy Easter to you. I'd like to read you a poem that I've written in just the past couple of days. Uh, it's called The Cry of April. There's a point in our common life when the feeling turns, the mind reflects, and the hand twitches. We become aware of the possibility, and it remains only a possibility, for that is all that is allowed us, that death is stalking us, wandering the alleys behind the next corner, more visible than usual. This is a deeply hidden reality, clouded in illusion, woven in fear. A piece of genetic code knows it. The muscles know it. The back of the hand knows it. That corner of the brain that doesn't get much attention is dumbly aware. Slowly, the darkened, vague secret rumbles until it can't be hidden, until it squeezes open the door just to look inside. The room, of course, freezes. No one speaks. Heads drawn down, for fear that a single dart will rip the flesh and begin the final, ultimate decimation. So we engage in but reckless endangerment, soft sensibilities, confused by the smell, slightly knowing the noble and ugly truth, the sleeping and smiling truth, the game stopping capital letter, stoned for speaking it truth. Death is stalking us, creeping into our conversations between the words, slipping in sometimes with the mail, a handshake, a cough, seeking the slight irregularity in our masks. It is prominent in its vulgarity and commonness, dividing, it is ever dividing, conquering in its slice. It taxes us and exposes our fault lines, our social failures, our economic predispositions and idols, our personal animosities that are only rarely spoken, our weak pastimes, idle idiots that we have become, our mean privileges and political fools, our heartless silences and inaction, betraying our fellows, revealing our real identity. Why is it that we are so sure and hate filled in our anonymity? For death will come assuredly when we are alone, lying in our hallway bed, grasping for air that no one can give. Death will close our eyes, and into that silent and simple space we shall project until what? We are guided by our God or our hate or our indifference. Yet shall we then know something about what this living was about. Yet shall we then be given some answer, some facts, or some piece of the greater reality beyond our sense of current perspective. Then shall we see with our eyes that have become and our heart guides us to be. Then we shall enter that peace, that place that only our imaginations countenance, and see the rear view mirror, and see in the rear view mirror the real view of our toils. Shall we be distilled into a rare vintage with only the gentle outlines of our movement on this earth? Or shall we be engulfed in the minute details of our true living, with all its gory mistakes and small triumphs? No matter. It's beyond me now, utterly away from me now. And only in my darkest dream do I see what waits. What is my reaction when first I awake after seeing the shadow in a dream or on the wall, on the TV, on the face of love? Will those consequences change the geography of my life? Will those effects even touch my solitary and well reinforced soul? Will I gather strength and focus to take in this uneven and dangerous reality? Will I say, "Come, shadow, let us have a beer"? Or will I quake, having smelled the dirt of the dark hole of death? What will come of my glorious plans? Where shall I put the uncut wood of my future? Where shall go all those calculated turnings in the road, Speak to me of my desires, those appetites and needs that reside all day in my consciousness, leaving me unfulfilled and half in motion. Speak to me of my hope that carries the day, of the inner movement that leaves me standing, foolishly unafraid and ignorant of my weaknesses that only later would betray me. Let me again see that boy, that youth, that man who lived through those moments of sudden discomfort and those of rousing joy and song. Let me visit again that irascible figure of ideas, emotions, and flesh, set in motion, hardly under control, but moving or perhaps falling in a more or less straight line. Bring me the vision of how I was and how I became and how I am now. If you would take it all away, at least give me the benefit of holding one last time my life. Let my cupped hands gently uplift that glowing sphere of time that was mine. Let me again stand in the presence of my ancestors and colleagues and random people on the train. Give me again to the guiding prayer of love and supplication that carried me through the window of so many events. Bring to me in one glowing piece of energy all that I was, so that I may know before I die what was this life. I swear that I do pit this glowing spot against all that this shadow may afford. And regardless, I am the better for having been present to the little pieces of life that I have witnessed. The shadow may cease, but it cannot erase me. It may end lives strewn like leaves on the road, but it does not give life. It is a smelly shadow of takeaway, but not the magnificent power of bringing to life. It ends the story, for they all must end. But it does not course through the lines and the scenes and the acts of the play of life. It is only the final curtain call when the curtain closes off the stage of giving and taking, of loving and caring, of smiles and dog moments, of walking under the sun and holding hands, of quiet conversations and pizza time, guitar music and hugs, of the incessant goodwill that comes with life's abundance and bright light of hope and energy and discovery and friendship. The gift is given and cannot be withdrawn, but only stopped. For this there is grief and tears, preceded by the utmost reverence and joy. So to the shadow I will live on and on until I am cast about. And even then, when I give up my final breath, it will still contain in a whisper my strength and my name. There you have it. See you guys.